Good morning! Happy launch morning! Oh my god! We made it. It's been 6 months in the making, and there's something about accumulation of everything coming forward and then getting to this point. I'm incredibly proud of the 15 individuals who share their stories and we choose to be more than our diagnoses with me. I'm honored by their vulnerability, by their willingness to open up a peek into their daily lives. This is a blow by blow minute of what these people's lives are like, what my life is like, and how we came to be where we are today, how we came to choose joy, how we came to not allow the diagnoses that we live with define who we are. My name is Nick, and I am the founder of Guiding Brilliant Writers. I am a bipolar businesswoman, and I'm doing it quite successfully. And I say this because no matter who you are, where you are, what you're facing, you too have the ability and the deservability to get out there and live your dream, live your life, do what fills you up. I see so many people in the comments already, and I want to thank you on behalf of the co authors and myself. Because the greatest thing that you could do for them today is, yes, purchase the book, but more so to read their stories. You honor them, you see them when you choose to read one of their stories. So, joining us today, I have our executive remote producer, Aaron Gibson. He is in the thick and thin of everything with me. He is my elder brother, and he is a couple of hours behind us right now on the eastern side. So I do want to thank him, and it is also Canada Day. So happy Canada Day, and thank you for wearing your big goofy glasses, because you know that no matter how many times I do this, and I was having this conversation with my husband yesterday when he got in from work. It was about 6:30. I had just finished cooking dinner. I had a live at 4, had a live yesterday morning 2 at 10. It was just a very busy day. And even though the sun was going down, I said, look, I need to jump in the pool. I just need to wash away this day. I am so tired. And I am so glad that I did. It was a little colder than I thought it would have been, but it was very much needed. And I hope that today all the writers feel that way. I hope that they feel the last 6 months not washed away, but you know, underwater, but then breaking surface. Because putting yourself out there like this, working in an anthology is not easy. There's a lot that goes into it. And I don't mean from the publisher side. Yes, I have my fair share of work to do as well. But from the writer's side, there are commitments, there are deadlines, there are Zoom calls, there's edits to go over. And then they get to meet with me one on one. And are they nervous? Of course they're nervous. Is she gonna like it? Is she gonna think I did a good job? Is she? I'm just as nervous too, because I also want to make sure that I meet their expectations, and I don't want to just meet them. I'd like to exceed them if I can. So we have opened the stage today to the writers as well as to the audience. I will ask if you do come up to please take just a minute or two. Share with us, writers, how you are feeling today. Share with us in the audience how you feel about being a voice to help end the stigmas. Because we want to hear from you too. You are the ones that are supporting us on this book launch. You are the ones that are going to go out there and spread the word and bring people to the lives of these people. So I am going to, at this point, ask Aaron, my executive remote producer, to come up and say a couple of words. I know I'm putting him on the spot, but he's quite used to being put on the spot with me. He does it to me all the bloody time. And I want to give you so much thanks for holding my hand. Yes, I do get my hand held too, um, through my moments, including the one that I just had backstage 5 minutes ago. Brother, how are you?
I am doing good. I am doing good. It's still processing through my grandfather's passing, but we're doing better today.
And still, you find time and the capacity to be here with me, um, through this, and that's why I adore you.
It's
So thank you.
absolutely my pleasure and honor. And as you said earlier, it's a holding of hands, but you're holding my hand too, supporting one another. And we've started this, oh God, 3 years ago now. You
Yeah,
know,
I tried to hold
so
your hand, but you're quite tall, so I have to like, you know. And then where are you wearing those stupid glasses? Like, good.
I likes my new glasses. My shades are working this morning.
Yes, you are working it.
Works with Canada Day. Wait, I got something
I'm
special for
glad you
Canada
told me
Day.
that because I need to actually wish my sister happy Canada Day.
Oh, it's not even showing up. I wait. No, no, no.
It's nothing showing up there. It could be anybody's day. You know
It
what?
says, "Oh, Canada."
Today I say it's the day for the co-authors of We Choose to Be More Than Our Diagnoses. What do you think?
I'm really excited for this book to really to get a chance to dive into this book because I know a lot of the authors. There are some new authors there, but a lot of them, again, they've got each soul has so many facets that they can share a different facet in each kind of entry that they do.
Mhm.
And where a lot of your authors decided to focus was really, I feel, where the world needs to start hearing a little bit more of it. For me, you know that I love breaking down the walls on stigmas, and you yourself as well. Since we started this 3 years ago, it's starting to showcase people and start getting rid of those stigmas that everybody associates them with. Because every person that I have met from your authors literally is that they are a superhero. They are a kind and gentle, caring soul. That being said, they still have their boundaries and all that other good jazz. But I mean, they've come a really long way to just really not let labels, dictate on how their life is going to turn out. So I just applaud them all. Sharon Byrne, Lydia Lowry Bustler, Aaron Byrne back there, a new author, which is Sharon's son, and also has an amazing name as well. Just got to throw that out there.
Jeez, Aaron.
But yeah, there's you've every time, Nick, you do it, and I'm so proud of you every time because you pull together a very unique group for every anthology or book that you decide to do and really showcase them at the same time allowing them to share their story, which is a very hard thing to do without making people feel um, trying to avoid the hype, keeping them authentic, genuine, true to what they are. So I just applaud you, sis. You've done amazing, and I'm really excited to bring them up for you this evening. Or sorry, this morning. This morning. I keep forgetting it's
Me
morning.
too. It's okay.
We need more coffee.
Yes, you need more coffee. Oh, I might have to just go right there and get my coffee. Actually, I left it at the coffee pot. Um, so thank you
Studio
so,
control room.
so much, brother. All right. So also joining us, but we're not going to bring her up on stage this morning. But I do have Big Sister Leslie Flowers back there as well in the control booth. Leslie's going to help me monitor or moderate the comments because we are going to have a fun time. We're going to play a bunch of games. We're going to give away a bunch of stuff. And I need to make sure that I keep a track of who's winning what, so that I get those things to you. All right. So I think that we need to start off this morning, definitely with our video,
Okay.
that was produced by Aaron Gibson, and the song lyrics and music by Crystal B. And if you have been following the promotion of this book, if you have attended any of the Nick Nevin Control live shows, you would have had the privilege, and I say it is a privilege because if you haven't, you will feel that way by the end of this video.
Well, without further delay or ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, aliens from all planets, please welcome to I Am More Than My Diagnosis.
They gave it a name in a cold white room, spoken whispers like a spell of my doom. But I've got a soul that can't diagnose. I've walked through fire and I'm still close to everything I'm meant to be, not just what they see. I'm not my diagnosis, I'm not their doubt. I've got a voice and I'm gonna shout. I've got dreams that won't be tamed. I've got joy they can't explain. So don't you write my story yet. I'm more than limits and regret. I'm still rising year by year. I'm not my diagnosis, I'm still here. Some days hurt, some days shine, but I've made peace with this heart of mine. I've got cracks, but they let light in. That's where the strength begins. No shame in being real, that's how I heal. I'm not my diagnosis, I'm not their doubt. I've got a voice and I'm gonna shout. I've got dreams that won't be tamed. I've got joy they can't explain. So don't you write my story yet. I'm more than limits and regret. I'm still rising year by year. I'm not my diagnosis, I'm still here. Might walk a little slower, but my heart beats just as loud. Might fall and get back up again, but I wear that proud. Cause brave looks different on everyone, and I'm proud of who I've become. I'm not my diagnosis, I'm more than pain, more than letters next to my name. I've got fire, I've got grace, I've got hope you can't erase. So don't you tell me who I am, I'm writing that with my own hand. I'm still singing loud and clear. I'm not my diagnosis, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still here. And I'm not my diagnosis.
Ta-da! Brought to you, song by Crystal Bay. And of course, this epic book brought to us by the Guiding Brilliant Writers Publishing House. So excited! Let's get it going! Let's get it going! Let's get it going!
And
Sorry.
you, the video visioneer. Anyway, so
Ah,
we are not our diagnosis. You are not your diagnosis. And I just want to thank again everyone for being here. I am seeing all the comments, and yes, we're going to be running a little bit long today. So you bet I have time to call people out. I most certainly do. And do you want to throw me up some comments there, sir, so I can say hello?
absolutely. We've got comments coming up from.
Good morning, Sean. Thank you so much for joining us and appreciate the congratulations. Lydia Larry Bustler, she is one of our co authors. Her chapter is titled Rending Choices. Dr. Lakita Parks, also another one of our co authors, and she is the owner of P-Pro-V Publishing. Melissa Ann Houston. Melissa, Melissa has been doing wonders with helping me with some coaching. Oops. Sorry, I said that too quickly. Or rather, you moved that too quickly. What the heck? I
That
didn't
was my
cooperate.
fingers. That was my fingers. Sorry, Melissa.
Goodness
And Leslie, because I
gracious.
pulled up your comment while you were talking
Well,
about
fine.
Melissa.
Pull Leslie up next. Not
Okay.
only is Leslie back there running the control booth, but Leslie is also my go-to person when my mind is like just exploding or imploding, I shall say. Ashif, it is so great to see you. Yes, your story inspires possibilities. It inspires possibilities indeed. All of our stories do. Rashida, it is so great to see you this morning. I see Leslie again, and Jason's in the house. Oh my goodness, if you don't know Jason, he is HR for you, TK Kitchen. Go follow Jason. Check out my posts. I'm a member of his advisory board, and I am a huge sponsor. Georgia Lee, it is so nice to meet you, one of my newer contacts, and I really do appreciate you being here today. Paul McCarthy, woo woo, in the house, another new connection, and I really love his content out there, and please go check it out because it is an honor for me to be able to connect with so many people that speak out about mental health and the various diagnoses that are out there and that people are using to pin us down. Shazad, hi, good morning. And Phil, I did see you as well. Excited. We're going to be doing, I think it's like a little bit of a singing contest coming up soon. And I know that Phil's going to be participating. Very excited for that. LinkedIn user Jenlyn, I can't wait for you to get up here on stage. I'm seeing you backstage, and you are flawless. Oh goodness gracious! So much thank you and love to everyone out there. And we are going to kick off with a tiny little something because we are also launching a little line today, the Guiding Brilliant Writers line, and there is a very special shoot themed for this book, and it's not just for this book and the writers. This is something that if you are out there and you also have a diagnosis, you're not alone, and you are so much more than. And wear it and own it proudly because you certainly are. I totally scared the crap out of Aaron. He's like, "Oh my god, we're in Star Wars."
It's like, what the hell's going on?
Oh, I love it. It is so awesome. So, thanks to Jason, I was actually introduced to two wonderful ladies, Tisha and Ginger, our merch page. They are so freaking incredible to work with. Like 10 days ago, I was like, "Are we able to get this launch up for today?" And they're like, "Yeah, we'll make that happen." I'm like, "What?" It has been an exceptional experience. If you are looking to launch a merch line, shameless plug, I don't care, because this is how great my experience was with them. They were on time, very professional, extremely creative, listened to everything that I asked, and completely exceeded my expectations. And the sizes run extra small to extra large, and there's a reason I'm saying that because the person sitting next to me probably needs a 2X because he's so damn tall, so I'm gonna have to special order that for him. I will special order it for you. Okay, dokes. So, I guess we should probably tell people how they could buy the book.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Yeah, yeah. So we are on Amazon, and you could just pop in there and type in "We choose to be more than our diagnoses." It will pop right up. It's an ebook format as well as in paperback. But I'm going to share a little something right now. Grab your phones. You can scan the QR code, and you can go straight there to buy the book. So I'm giving you 3 seconds to pull your phone out because everybody has their phone with them all the time. Three, two, one. Just kidding. All right, let's do this. Seriously, Aaron. Seriously. All right. Yes, that's right. You did that. Read that right. Getting Brilliant Writers. This is a company. We offer publishing services, but we are so much more than that. You know, I say we're not about the books. Yes, the books the finished product, but we're about people. We're about people because if there are no people, there are no stories. If there are no stories, there are no books. And as part of giving back, as part of honoring what is put into this work, all the writers with Guiding Brilliant Writers will always receive the royalties on sales for the first 90 days, the first quarter of sales. Those royalties go to the writers. And yes, I contribute, but it's not coming to me. It's going to them. And with the merch line, what happens there is Guiding Brilliant Writers over the years, as you know, being the gifted bipolar writer, uh, supports a lot of nonprofits. For example, HR for You, Solo Operation, Jackie Halberg's daughter, and her friends out there working with rescue animals. Um, Timothy Gleason's push-up challenge for the last few years for cancer and suicide prevention, and numerous others. We also purchase a lot of books and products and services, including gear, from a number of small businesses, probably close to 3 dozen now. I am a small business owner. I am a startup. July 6th will be 5 months since I left my job. This is a dream come true for me, and it is only possible because I have people out there supporting me. It only goes without saying that Guiding Brilliant Writers not will, but must support other small businesses, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, people with a dream, people working those two jobs, trying to make things a reality. Okay, that is what this company has to do. And my big dream, once this company is sustainable, my personal big dream is to speak on the stage of NAMI, National Alliance of Mental Illness. If I get there, I get there. If I don't, my voice will continue to go out as it goes out now. So with that, I am going to ask Aaron if you will kindly pop up any guest in the background. Be ready, guys, because you can come up at any moment. Hello, Miss Jadlin. How are you?
Hello, I'm wonderful. Good morning. Congratulations to
Sharon,
you,
Aaron.
our
Yeah,
wonderful
oh my
publisher,
goodness.
co-authors Sharon, Aaron, and Lydia.
Oh, how are you guys feeling today? Now, congratulations to me. Congratulations to all of us. All of us. How are you feeling? In fact, let me open up my bookshelf while we're chatting because the first sale did come in already 30 minutes ago. I should probably keep that open and keep informing people as we go along. How are you doing, Jenlyn?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm so excited for this project to be out to the world finally. It feels like a lifetime in the making, really, to be able to talk about the real talk about the real things that go along with diagnosis and life and business and um, all of the good things.
Yeah, and it
Super
can feel
excited
like that
about
when
it.
you start one of these projects, you know. Um, but when you really want to get it done, you will get all the way to the finish line, and that is where we are today. We are at the finish line, and this is just honestly another indication of the spirits that I have on the stage with me, and the rest of them in this book. It's a matter of we know there's a finish line, and we're going to get there. We don't care what it takes. We don't care how long it takes. We don't care how we get there. We're going to make sure that we get there. And then thank you so, so much for joining us, Sharon and Aaron. Oh my goodness. We have a duo on stage today. This is mother and son. Very
Good,
excited.
good morning. And first, I want to say hello to all my fellow co-authors and everybody out there in the audience. And I want to thank everybody who's here joining us live. And if you're on Team Replay, thank you as well. Um, this project has meant so much to me. I've written in a number of anthologies right now. Honestly, it's still morning here, and I think it's 6, maybe 5, something like that. But it really doesn't matter. Each one has a very special piece of my heart. Each chapter comes from my heart. But this anthology chapter has so much meaning for me in so many ways. I don't even really know how to articulate it. And also, it has extra meaning because it is the first time Aaron, my son, has ever written in and been published. And I'm really proud of him for taking this opportunity. And from what I understand, his chapter is amazing. I was not allowed to read it until today, so after the launch party, I will be reading his chapter. But
Hilarious.
but I am very, very, very proud of him, and it's an honor to be able to write alongside to have a chapter in the same book as my son. And I can't thank you enough, Nick, for this opportunity, honestly, for both of us.
Of course, you're both very welcome. And you need to thank yourself to being a part of the book. And I thought it was so hilarious too when you told me that you weren't allowed to read Aaron's chapter. And of course, I read it, I proofread it, edited, and went back and forth with him on things. And I'm laughing my head off, going, "Oh, this kid, he's smart." It's like you can't read my chapter
Well,
until
yeah, when you messaged me and said, "Wow, he's like a really great, phenomenal writer," and I'm like, "Thank you for the compliment." And I think I know. I mean, I don't want to sound biased, but I remember saying to you, "I know, but I'm not allowed to read the chapter." I wasn't even allowed to help him in any way.
he did not need your help. Trust me, he
I'm
did
sure he
not need
didn't.
it.
I'm sure he didn't, but I wasn't. I mean, if I even, I knew he was having writer's block at one point, and I went to give him, said, "I'm here." No, I got it. All right. So.
Oh, thank you. Well, Aaron, talk to us. How do you feel? I mean, this is your first time being published.
Yes.
How does it feel waking up this morning? Have you gone to Amazon? Have you seen the
It's
book? Have you seen your name up there?
it's very strange. It's like a strange feeling in a good way, not a bad way, to be clear. A good strange, having something physically out there that with my name on it that I wrote, published in the world for everyone to see. It's one of those things where it's like, wow, people who don't even know me will be reading this,
That's
like
right.
reading my story and relating to it, hopefully getting something out of it, um, in one way or another. And that is just something that can't be replicated.
And you feel that way now. Wait till the physical book hits your hands. That's going to be an entirely different experience. 'Cause I will never forget the first time that very first book I wrote and landed on the doorstep. And I picked it up and I opened the book and I saw blah 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 by Nicole and Guy Galindo. I mean, I was rooted to the spot. I could not imagine seeing my name in print. I couldn't fathom seeing my picture on a page. And then you start reading your own chapter. And you may not have read it for 2 weeks, a month, 6 weeks. And you stop to think, oh my God, I wrote this? Like, wow. Um, it just, it takes on a whole different meaning. And,
Yeah.
you're the youngest writer with us. You're 21, I believe?
Yeah, I'm literally in 6 days.
Oh
6
my
days
goodness
from now, I will be
gracious, what
21.
a celebration. So what a birthday gift to have that you are now a publisher with out
Yeah.
there in the world. And people are going to
Yep.
read Aaron Boone's story. Other young people like yourself who may be feeling lost, not understanding something that they're going through, are going to be able to relate to you, are going to be able to say, you know what? He got out there, he did it. He said what he had to say, and he's living his life, and I can do this too,
Yeah.
right?
That's like the main goal of it, to be an example.
Well, you are. And I want you to feel that way because there are so many that will read this book that you will never know, you will never meet, and you do not know how you would impact their lives. You don't know this here out on YouTube, where it's going to go, who is going to be listening to this conversation, right? And who is sitting on their couch right now going, wow, I can do what he's doing. Just remember that. And I'm really, really, really proud of you. And I cannot wait to meet you this summer.
Thank you.
Oh, goodness. You're welcome. Lydia, how you doing? How you feeling?
Unmuting. I am so happy to be here. And I noticed that one thing about having the ticker on for people buying the book is that there are several people who have bought the book, and I think there's a delay on us seeing it because they're posting out there their pictures of their receipts. And so I just want to say thank you, everyone. Read the chapters. It's there's something I've said this in my posts, but I didn't expect as much as what I received. And the each story is like a personal gift to me, as it will be for you. So yeah, I'm thrilled to be here.
Very,
And
very well said. Each story is indeed a gift, and you're going to read every single one of them, and you're going to walk away with a line or two that I'm telling you is going to be forever engraved in your mind, as it is mine. And somewhere along your journey, something will happen, and that will pop into your head at the time that you need to remember it. Because it's happened to me, and it's happened to all of us. And no doubt, what we've shared is going to cause that to happen to other people as well. So, is this your first time being published?
no,
Oh,
I have been in another anthology. I
okay.
had kind of sworn off of them. It was not, it was not with you. It was not with anybody in this audience.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but yeah, and I the way I show up in the world is I write music. I have
Yes.
music all over the place, and that's all published. But no, I have a book that's getting ready to be published, but one other anthology, um, and this is kind of the thing that
Wonderful.
you know me, Nick. I've said, yeah, I'm not going to sit out there and tell my story
I
because
know.
I'm so present. That was so yesterday, and yet it's also so every day of my life. So it kind of knocked some sense into me in a way. So
It is, but it's also the reason for tomorrow and the next day and the next day, right? So I'm really glad that you said yes, and I'm happy that you had a good experience. Um, the book will be published, well, it's published, purchased, read. And many times when people publish any book, not just an anthology, it often has a lifespan, if you will, right? And then it quiets down. Um, this is our moment in the light to shine, yes, but that book will keep going, even if we aren't doing this big hullabaloo about it. It will keep going, and it's gonna reach other people, generations far removed from us, and families far removed from ours.
and raise that healing vibration, Nick, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
healing is not like a perfect thing.
Mm-mm.
And that's something that this shows. It's not the shiny everybody fits into a box, everybody fits into an envelope like we think it is. Oh, I have to get over this. No, you get through it and you move on and you become an exponential version of yourself. And that's the vibration that this can raise and ripple out into the future, right, Nick?
Exactly. And exactly. That's
Nick, can
exactly
I
how we're
add
doing.
something really
Mm.
quickly? I just want to say that for everybody out there that has a diagnosis, there's something in each one of these chapters that you will be able to resonate with. Because even when I read other people's chapters, there were parts of their journey that I resonated with. So I want to make that clear. You don't only have to feel like you have to read chapters with your diagnosis, or the whole book is something you can get something from. And then the one other thing I want to add is that even if you don't have a diagnosis, if you're don't have any of these diagnoses or any other diagnosis, you can and will get something out of these stories, because the messages and the lessons transcend the diagnosis, because we're owning our diagnosis. We're telling you how we weave it into the tapestry of our everyday life, because it is part of our quilt in a sense, but we go beyond that. So the strategies we've used to go beyond that are strategies that anybody can use that's facing a hard time, a rough moment, a rough day, a rough year. So I just want to put it out there that this is not only a book for people with diagnoses.
That's correct. Absolutely, you are right. Many life lessons in there, and for us, and we all talk about it. It starts with mindset. It starts with face. Um, there has to be a grounding. So I want to thank you all for coming up. I'm just going to bring you guys backstage, and then you guys could join the audience again because the backstage is opened for not just writers but anyone who is in the audience that would like to come up and congratulate the authors, or maybe you have something you'd like to share. We're gonna have to keep rotating out the studio. So those who were on stage already, we will see you a little bit later. All right, I say it's time to have some fun. I really say it's time to have some fun. So yes, there are going to be some giveaways, and this is where I have to say, if you did already purchase the ebook and you are able to go take a look, then what we need for you to do is this. Okay, get your ebook open. Are you ready? All right. Okay, am I ready is the question, because somehow I seem to have closed what I was looking at. One moment, please. All righty, let's do this. Go get the ebook. I need you to find Jen Lynn Forward's chapter, Jen Lynn's chapter. And I need to know what is the line that goes after this. Because I know someone out there is reading this from a couch they haven't left in days, wondering if they're the only ones, if the weight they carry is just theirs, if their symptoms are too strange, too specific, too shameful to speak aloud. What is the line after this in Jen Lynn's chapter? If you purchase the ebook, you can get the Jen Lynn's chapter and you can look for that. The person that does answer correctly will be noted by Leslie Flowers, and that person will receive a free copy of the book. Um, that would be signed by myself. It will just be sent directly to you from me. All right, so that's the first one out there. I don't know whether or not Leslie would be able to grab those few lines and throw them into the comment section. And if she is able to do that, please look at the few lines. This is from Jen Lynn's chapter. And I need to know what is the line following those few lines. The first person to get the answer correct in the comments will win a free copy of the book signed by me, and I will send that directly to you. All right, great. So, Aaron, if anybody else has joined us backstage, by all means, please bring them up. If not, then we are going to take a 2-second break here, and we are going to throw something else up for you. Please enjoy. Oh my goodness, I have to say that music just cracks me up. It makes me think of Aaron, get up here with me a second. Uh what is it? Clue. The game Clue. Do you remember the game Clue?
Absolutely remember the game Clue. It's probably
Okay.
the most complicated game to try to you know what? Half of it. Whoa. Half of
Yeah,
the
like
game
that?
challenge is I almost took out my glasses here. Half of the game challenge is just reading through the instructions and understanding the instructions. If you can do that, then the rest of the half of the game is really fun.
So I never really played the actual game. Just but I mean, like the book, the whole thingy behind it, and it's just for whatever reason when I saw the little promos, clippy things that our merch page did, which was the ginger, and she's so freaking awesome. I was like, oh my god, this is adorable. Chapter 1, you got the book. Chapter 2, now you need a matching wardrobe. And it's just the way the bookshelves were, um, and the little toot, toot, toot. I was like, I feel like Professor Mustard. Was there a Professor Mustard?
The nut. Yeah, no, Colonel Mustard in the library with the candlestick.
Oh my god, that was really good. Oh my god, that was freaking hilarious. Oh, okay, so that would be Leslie letting you know that she posted it in the comments. Okay. Um, Stepping back, maybe I should read that again. Do you think I need to read that again? No, I don't need to read that again. Check the comments. If you have the ebook, find Jenwin's chapter. Follow those 3 sentences. Find it in the chapter and tell us what the next line is after that to win your free copy of the book. Oh, see, Lydia loves Clue. Lydia, you can't win a copy of the book because you are a writer. Did I say that? Yeah, I did say that. But,
Yeah, and put that in your oatmeal.
Oh my god. There are others. There
Love
are
you, Lydia.
others. Seriously, guys, we have other games coming. Maybe we should just play another one. In the meantime, Aaron's going to do me the fave of dropping the backstage link in the comments. So anybody that would like to come up can come up and join us. Please come up and join us. Maybe if somebody from the audience pops up here and joins us, they might get a promo 5 code from me. What's that?
Promo.
$5 off merch. So maybe
Come
we'll
get your
have one
promo.
up here. All right, let's play another game.
All right, stand by. I'm sharing a link here to myself so that I can share it to you all. There we go. Copied. Now I got to try and send it to myself on LinkedIn. By the way, for those that are attending right now, I have noticed the streaming on LinkedIn has dropped about 12 times now since this morning. Please join Nick at Nick the GBW on YouTube. The streaming is much smoother, cleaner there, and you're not having to continually press the button. So just asking you if you can. I'm going to send this message to you, Nick.
Yeah, the comments are really coming in delayed from LinkedIn as well. So if we're not shouting you out for any reason, do not feel that we are not seeing you. We just haven't seen you yet. And I guess LinkedIn's doing me a favor because my YouTube show could use a boost. So please don't forget to hit subscribe.
Okay, I'm probably posting this in the wrong chat, but I'm just using it anyways. So I can scoop it and then I can use it in the comments and then we can get it up on the board. Yeah.
All right, awesome. So if you're out there, you heard that, get up here, tell us what you love about this book launch today. We're going to get you a promo 5 code so you can grab some merch and get $5 off of that. The first question is out there, and Leslie's going to be monitoring to see if anybody in the comments manages to get that right. But now I'm almost afraid to drop the next one because I haven't seen any answers yet. What's going on, guys? If you got the ebook, another question's coming, and if you get that one right, you got a promo 10 code. Promo 10. $10 off of gear. All right? Are we ready? Are we ready? Okay.
We're kind of we're working on it. We're working on it.
We're working on it? All right.
We're working on it. All right. Just having to go through the reverse method. You know, this is the way production works, right? We just find if we can't go one way, then we just go another way. All right. StreamYard. Here we go. Boom. Go. I love the convenience of phones. Like, honestly, fantastic little tool. We did not have hashtag Gen X. Like, we're the last of the FO generation here. And seriously, like, this is just such a handy tool. I know it's almost like I'm just seeing my first cell phone right now, right? All right, here we go. Destinations. Nope, that's not what I want. There you are. Okay, we found you. We're getting this all sorted out. Here we go. Now I can copy this.
That's great. I don't know if you hear me, but I seem to be frozen on screen too.
No, you're not. Oh, you are frozen on screen.
Okay, I'm unfrozen now.
Now you're unfrozen. This is good. This is very good.
Oh, goodness gracious. So, guess
Welcome to
what?
live.
Today is my son Nikolai's birthday. My son is 28 today. So funny. So the other day I said to somebody he's going to be 29. He said, "Are you kidding me? You don't know my birthday, mom? You don't know my age?" So yeah, he's going to be 28 today. So yes, I already did harass him this morning. He doesn't like to celebrate his birthday. He has a heart attack when I sing for him. So I left him the best little voice message ever. And it said, "Happy birthday, Nikolai. Happy birthday, Nikolai. Happy birthday, Nikolai. Happy birthday, Nikolai." I think I must have totally driven him insane because I get back a message saying, "I just got home from work. I'm going to bed." I'm like,
Okay, so sis, you know how I like to throw wrenches at you while we're doing production all the time, right?
yeah.
Let's talk to you. Let's talk to you about your feelings on the book. Like, you contributed a chapter. How were your feelings on this book this time around? What new experiences did you have?
Woo! Yeah, that's not funny. My coffee's over there getting cold. Can I go get my coffee first?
You can absolutely go grab your coffee. We do
I'm
this
gonna get
live,
my
and
coffee,
I'll
guys.
entertain the
Yes,
masses while
and
you're
I'm gonna go over there and get my coffee. I mean, like literally, I'm sitting in my kitchen anyway. But
Get
you
your
would never
coffee.
know it's my background.
I will try and entertain the masses with my. I'll switch hats here. I'll put on my Mountie hat while everybody's waiting for you to get back with your. Oh, look, moose crossing. See that? How fast the moose crossed? Moose crossing.
You took too long to do your entertainment. Look, I'm back.
I know.
So I love this. It says, "When life gives
syrup
you
with that
lemons,
coffee?
when life gives you lemons, make something sweet." I feel so much better now. I really did need that. So we don't even know who's out there in the audience, and we can't seem to get.
No, that's why we asked you a question.
Well, I want to know who's out there in the audience, and if you guys don't say hi, I'm here in the audience, and I'm not going to know that you're there in the audience. And if you
Well,
don't come
we've
up
got
here,
Sharon Byrne in the audience.
and if you don't come up here and say hello to us, then I want to give away some promo here, discounts here on the new gear that's out and about. So okay.
It's okay. It takes some time because there's always a little bit of a delay, especially on the LinkedIn side of things. And you know what? I'm just being fully. Oh, we've got a special guest in the.
Are you trying to tell me that I need to calm down and be patient?
No, I'm not telling you to do squat. This is your show.
3 years together. You know where my patient level's at. It's not there.
We got this. We got this. But we do have a special guest in the green room.
Oh, we do? All right, let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, aliens from all planets, please welcome to the stage Charles Phillips.
Hello, Charles. How are you?
I'm good. You?
Well, Mrs. Freckles is happy that you came to say hello to her, and I guess I'm going to have to make sure I send you over that promo code, and I need to make sure that Leslie's writing that down. So when you get a t-shirt that says Guiding Brilliant Writers, book club, oh my goodness, it's so nice to see you. And I see Lakita is asking out there how she can get a pair. The link for the backstage is in the comments somewhere, or maybe Sharon or somebody in the book can please drop that backstage link for me into our LinkedIn DM, please. Well, actually, I dropped it there earlier too. So, hello, Charles.
Hello. So I am not in this book. I've been in one previous book of yours, and sure will be popping up in another one at some point here. But just wanted to thank you for this book. I am unofficially autistic. I'm certain I have it, but thanks to Medicaid, I get to wait to get officially diagnosed. So I'm also disabled, so I get bonuses for both, and makes life interesting. And so, yeah, if any of the authors want to come back up, my question, and I've asked this of you, and so I'll ask this of the authors if they want to come up. If you could take a pill today, go to bed, and then wake up tomorrow without your diagnosis or without your diagnoses, would you? Why or why not? Uh,
I love that
and
question.
that's
That is
something I
wonderful.
struggle with. Where, yeah, if I could just wake up tomorrow with perfect hearing, perfect vision, no autism, would I? And I don't know, because they're certainly challenging to have, but then they're part of me. Ah, so I welcome the authors to come on back and answer that if they want.
That is such an incredible question. And more than that, I love your vulnerability because you said that. Because you know what? I was about to say the same thing. At the end of the day, yes, I choose to be more. No, I didn't ask to have a bipolar II disorder. Would I take the pill and wake up without it? I think at this point in my life, no. But there were certainly points in my life where I would have been like, give me 100 of them, right? Um, and there's no right, no wrong answer in this situation. None. You do not know what anyone is going through. They're the only ones that know exactly what is they're going through, what their challenges are, and how much they feel they can and cannot handle anymore. And I say anymore because it's a lifelong diagnosis, right? It becomes exhausting. It comes to a point sometimes where you are just bone weary, mind weary. Um, and you really just want to lay down and you don't want to get back up. And I've done it. I've done it for 3 days. I've done it for 3 weeks. And thank goodness, you know, each time there was someone there. There was somebody there to pull me up out of the bed and put my arm around their shoulders and say, I got you. Maybe you can't walk today, but I'll carry you today. It's okay. Tomorrow you'll be able to walk. And maybe right now people are buying this book and they're cracking the pages and they're laying in their bed. And right now they can't get out of bed. But maybe tomorrow they will. And that's where we hope these stories would go. You know, I will let Aaron's question come back to me. Okay, how do I feel today? What did I learn through this process? You know, I feel a lot of gratitude for being in this place in my life now where for once I could be the strong one when so many times other people had to be the strong one for me because I just didn't want to breathe anymore. I was tired. I didn't want to fight anymore. I didn't want to cry anymore. I didn't want to hurt anymore. My hip bones protruded so badly because I had lost so much weight in the last 2 months episode that put me out on short-term disability, and I was not a person who'd ever not worked before. So on top of everything else, physically, my mind was just a loss. I could not find my self-worth for nothing. Not in being a wife, not in being a mother, not in being an employee. Um, but I sit here today and my worth isn't in any of those things actually. It's it's just it's me. My worth is myself. My voice is mine to use how I wish, when I wish. My hands and my actions get to be my choice, not dictated by a husband, a son, an employer, friends, even clients. I, as the founder of Guiding Brilliant Writers, gets to decide the direction that I'm taking my company in and how I want to build and structure my company, what I will and will not accept, what I will give and will not give, to whom I will and will not. And I'm actually quite damn okay with being Nick.
Yes. Sorry, I had to break out. I had to break
What's
out.
wrong with you, dude? You're like you're like breaking up
Hey,
the synergy here.
I'm not breaking up the synergy.
Synergy
I'm
was
just supporting
me,
you.
myself, and the lady next to me. Oh wait, that's me too. Just kidding. Anyway, um, but Dr. Lydia Parks joined us. Lydia's back up on stage, and maybe they'd like to answer Charles's question about if you had a pill and you can take it, would you just make it all? Would you just make it all go away? I would love to hear, ladies.
All right, let's bring him back up on stage, and I'm gonna drop back out again. See ya, everybody.
Hello, Dr. Lakita Parks. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm
And
excited you're here. I know there was a chance you may not have been able to come today. Oh,
I
it means so
know.
much to see you.
I'm glad I just have a chance. I won't be able to stay the whole time, but I wanted to just pop in and say congratulations to you and to all of the other co-authors. Job well done. I know it's been a labor of love, and I know it has not been easy. So congratulations.
Oh my God, you've done it a gazillion times over, so you totally get the not easy.
Oh
And
yeah, oh yeah. I understand, and it's worth it though. It's always
good.
worth it. This project, I think somebody said it earlier. I can't remember. I think maybe it was Lydia. I'm not sure who said it, but this project, I've worked on countless projects, and I've been a contributing author to more than a dozen anthologies too. And this one is different because with this one, it's talking about my diagnosis and not being I'm being more than my diagnosis. So it hits differently, and it gives an opportunity for people to see beyond that. Sometimes when we have these debilitating conditions, and every day looks different, every single day looks different. So as we go through it, sometimes people who are not familiar with having different debilitating issues, they don't understand. And then you get well, you don't look like what you're going through. And sometimes they don't think that, you don't get the understanding or the compassion because you're like me. I continue to do things with my diagnosis, and I don't know what else to do because doing nothing is not an option for me. And I think with all of the other people, all of the other contributing authors, giving up and doing nothing is not an option for any of us. So I thank you so much for inviting me to be a part, number one, and for doing what you do and showing people that you can do whatever you want to do when you set your mind to it, no matter what you go through. And I know just sitting in the seat for me is not easy. I hurt sitting in the seat, so I know it's not easy for any of us. So I just want to say congratulations to all of the contributing authors. Congratulations to the first time authors. I know it's exciting. Own it, embrace it, enjoy it, bask in it, shout it from the rooftops, brag about it because this is your time to shine. And it will go, your story will go as far as you will allow it to go. And I'm a living witness. It can do some amazing things in your life. So thank you, Nick, and congratulations to all of us. And keep going, and share, share, share. I got my copy. I was kind of reading as I was talking and listening. So thank you again.
Absolutely, and thank you for saying yes. Um, you know, you know how I feel about you. You know that I look up to you. You've been in business doing this a lot longer than I have. You've published 150, more than 150 solo books now with for authors, and plus all the anthologies. Um, and I know, like, I'm facing it too, and it is hard work, and your heart really has to be in it, and you have to be doing it for the right reasons. Otherwise, the challenges and the frustration will get you, and you will not get to that finish line. It's not that type of a career. It has to be very, you have to be very self motivated. There has to be a lot coming from within, because oftentimes everything's going wrong on the external, and it's your job to make sure that it all comes to fruition. So I do understand, and I understand about the sitting in the pain part, like you said, because I was stressing just before this started, and I'm going, okay, so that, yes, okay, so I put away my makeup. I didn't get my coffee out the bathroom yesterday. Wait, did I take my meds today? It crossed my mind because it's such a normal thing for me after my first cup of coffee to grab them. But this morning I was kind of like running in a little bit of a tizzy with everything. And then I'm like, oh no, I don't think I did. I need to go take them after the show. So I know what you mean. Otherwise, by the end of the day tomorrow at this time, I'm going to start feeling the effects. I start to feel like I'm in a mirage. I start to feel slow motion, like how it looks like when heat's coming off the floor. And that's because already my medication is so strong that my body is withdrawing from it in 24 hours. It's not even like a reduction. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand, and I appreciate the time. I know you're a very, very busy woman, but thank you for coming.
You're welcome. I want to answer Charles's question right quick, if I
Please
may.
do. Yeah.
I thought about it, and I would not change a thing, because only because even with all the pain, and I've been dealing with chronic pain since age of 4, and I'm 55, so for 41 years, I mean 51 years, I wouldn't change a thing, because all of that, everything that I've gone through has brought me to this moment. It has given me the sensitivity, the compassion. It has given me all of those tools that we need. And you have, Nick, it has given us all those tools to help people to tell their stories and share their stories. My life would not be as it is now. I'm a very quick tongued person. So I can only imagine if I didn't have all of the things that I have going on with me, I would probably not be a good person to deal with. So in a lot of ways, in a lot of ways, it has humbled me, and I have a really good heart, and I can see things, and it has given me the ability to be more compassionate. I'm a Christian, and I love being a Christian, so it has given me the opportunity to do those things I do. So I wouldn't change a thing. I think the knowing for me is better than the not knowing. So I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change anything.
That's funny.
So
It's tempered you. Oh my
yeah,
God, that's
yeah.
hilarious.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. People, I kind of say, and some of my children know, they'll be like, okay, don't push Quita. It's kind of like the Hulk. Don't make me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry. So I so don't let the smooth taste fool you. So I like the question. It was a really good question.
Yeah,
And
it's
Charles, I'm
a
gonna steal that question for my next client coaching session. So but thank you so much again,
yeah.
and it's so nice to put names to the faces too. Seeing in the chat, I can't wait to read everybody's story, and congratulations. I know it's going to be a bestseller. It already is. So congratulations. I look forward
It is.
to
It is. And our
seeing
hearts with you.
everything else that comes your way. And if I can do anything to help you, I'm right here. I'm just a text message, a phone call, or a messenger away. All right. All
Thank you
right.
so much.
All right. Have a
So
good one.
go ahead, go. I know you have a ton of stuff to do. Mwah.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Oh, goodness. Lydia, thank you so much for coming back up. I would love to hear um, your answer to Charles's question. Sorry.
Yeah, I was interested in Charles's question too. And hi Charles, and happy birthday to your son. I take it our sons were born on the same day, if not I guess not the same year, about a decade apart. But yeah, would I want to not wake up with my diagnoses? And for me, I would say no. And of course, it's a mixed bag, but for me, I've had a lot of pain in my life. And somehow in the end, I kind of like pain. And I hear me out. I mean, I know exactly where it is. I'm not a sucker for pain. I'm not like the songs. But I know right where it is. And it's, I can witness pain, and pain witnesses me. Also, the things that have happened in my life, either the way that I show up, or things that have happened that have created a condition, if you will, they're my lessons. Your lessons aren't my lessons, and your lessons they wouldn't probably present the same challenges for me. I'm who I am because of the lessons that I've undergone. And would it have been nicer to just get a download of information? Sure. Sure. But our lessons are uniquely ours. And in the end, I think, when I think about the past, this, that, and the other thing was difficult. But the things that I learned from those are invaluable. And that sounds like just, like rhetoric, just like, talk, just like author speak, hooey. But it's not. I wouldn't be a very interesting person. I wouldn't see, the good things that I see. And I wouldn't have probably met y'all. So yeah, there's I think that this is what I'm here for, and I'm going forward with this. And if I didn't have the diagnoses I'd have some other, because life is full of things. So that's what I have to say. And thank you, Charles. I appreciate it. And I appreciate the way you're showing up with your autism. That's me too. And realizing these things about ourselves, it's a title. It can get us services. It can give us a little insight into who we are and what's in there and how we communicate. And it also just is what it is. And it's beautiful. I think in the end of everything, we're going to see that everybody, that there isn't a neurotypical person on the planet. There's, neurotypical it's a statistic. Everybody else is the beautiful spice of life that we are. So thanks for asking the question, Charles, and thank you for the beautiful spice of life that you are.
Oh, and thank you for coming back up to answer. And I do love your answer. And yes, I understand what you're saying. People could just think, she's just saying that. But no, and I was honest about mine. There was a time in my life I might have been like, give me all the pills that are in the bottle. But I just know that I'm in a place right now where I'm incredibly happy. And I didn't know if 6 months ago, if you told me that you're going to quit your job and start a business and you're going to be even happier than you were before, I would be like, I can't be happier than I am. But I am.
Yeah.
I had no idea that this could be so, and it is. I get to, when this is over, go celebrate and enjoy the rest of my day. I would have been at work, and I did do a launch, by the way, while I was at work once, and it was like, oh my God, I'm like, I had to step outside and it was so hard. It is so different
It's so hard.
to be here, very relaxed and in my own space and really enjoying this moment with all of you. Because yes, I published a book, but I am also a co-author in the book, and my story is also out there, in a very different way than how I would share here. It's very pinpointed to a specific time in my life. So I too feel like I'm sharing something that I've not shared before with this diagnosis that I have. So thank you so much, Lydia. Sharon, did you want to answer Charles's question?
Yes, as soon as my mic let me mute, I would love to answer Charles's question. So I've thought about this question a lot, and I was born with my disability. Um, and if I'm being completely transparent, are there aspects of what my disability has given me, gifts that it has given me that I would like to return? Yes, but there is a no exchange policy, a no return policy. So I've learned to embrace it, and I've also learned to let myself be freaking pissed at it if I need to be at any particular moment. But in the overall scheme of things, I would not change a thing. And the reason is, I believe, like Lydia was saying, that my disability is part of the way that I was taught and I'm being taught, continually being taught the lessons that I need to learn so that I can do better for myself and for the world at large. So I agree with Lydia. Would I have preferred a download of information? Absolutely. But my disability is the way that my download was given to me. I was born before the age of computers, so maybe that's why, but I don't know. But the other thing about it is, I also tie my disability to my purpose in a way. And this is kind of a new evolution for me. Not completely, but I now have the words to articulate it. And I now have a deeper and better understanding that I believe that part of my purpose is to help people remove the stigma, to help people realize that it's okay to have a difference. Some of us are just labeled like on paper, for the whole world to know that we have a diagnosis or more than one, but we're still human. And so what people will see from I hope people take a lot of things away from my chapter, but one of the things that I hope people take away from my chapter is this. One is, I want you to see me beyond the disability. And for me, what people see about my disability is my wheelchair, how I get around. But when you read my chapter, you'll realize there's more to it than that. There's a lot of hidden stuff that people don't see that I cope with on a day-to-day basis. But that being said, I it's just it's part I've now described it. Nick has heard me say this a few times on the last few days. It's part of the tapestry of my life. I weave it into the tapestry of my life. And some days I have to pay attention to it more than others. And other times I get to ignore it. But either way, Charles, I would not change a thing because I do think it's how my lessons are being given to me. And I also think it's part of my purpose to help people remove the stigma and see beyond. It's also part of my purpose to have people embrace their diagnoses, because this isn't something I did for a long time. I thought I was, but what I learned was I was trying to live my life as though I didn't have a disability. So if I had to do something that my diagnosis requires me to do, like put my feet up 4 times a day, and it meant that I had to work from my laptop, from a chair, or a recliner, or my wheelchair, my bed, I had to get used to that, and I had to not feel guilty for it, or feel like I was less than. And now I show up at meetings and my feet are up in the air. I'm like, yeah, sorry, doctor's orders, but I'm still here, and I laugh it off. So I hope that answers your question, Charles, and I hope that this brings um, some closure or some healing or the start of some healing for people. Because don't try and live your life like you don't have a diagnosis. You have to take care of yourself.
Yes.
Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't be the best version of yourself for yourself or anybody else. So don't apologize for what you need to do. And having your diagnosis makes you have to add a little different things than somebody else into their self-care routine, but it doesn't mean that you should have to feel like you're less than or guilty for it.
Absolutely. And it starts with acceptance for me. I had to first accept. And once I was able to do that, I could begin the journey of healing and um, learning to adapt. I want to say cope, adapt. This is an adaptation to a different lifestyle. Yes, I do have to wake up in the morning and take my medication. Yes, I do need to try to get outside as much as I can and get as much sunlight as I can to help with my serotonin levels, to help, I need the vitamin D. Winters are difficult for me. I have to make sure that I do more socially and are around more people during the winter months. Because if I stay alone, I could slide into that space. And if I slide too deep, I'm not going to come back out for a while. And that just disrupts everything in my life and those of the loved ones around me. So there, you come to understand what you're facing, your symptoms, different ways to address them. And the thing is, you constantly find different ways to address them. It's not just, oh, this is the fix and I fix it. No, there's always other ways to do that. Like I recently painted for the first time on canvas. It was beautiful. I mean, I realized that, wow, here's another outlet, right? There are so many outlets there for me to spend time enjoying doing things, fueling my heart and my creativity and my mind than sitting in a corner and allowing, the in a sense, the bipolarness to drive me nuts, right? With this side talking to this side and this side telling that side to shut up. And it's like, oh my God, like while you guys are going back and forth, I'm like trying to live a life here. Um, just shut them off. I'm not saying that I hear voices, guys. I hear my voices, okay? It's okay. Um, but yes. So just a question I'm putting out there. Don't know if anyone here would know the answer. Is ableism behavior trauma? That's a good question. Jeffrey, we're gonna Gregory, I apologize, Gregory. I will let Lydia take that if because I see she unmiked. If you want to just give me a couple minutes, I want to run the intro video from when we first came in because I know that some people are just popping in and may not have seen it. And I do, even though all the co-authors couldn't be with us today because some are working, some, have other things going on or aren't feeling well, or, it happens. I do want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to be acknowledged during the show. So just give me a couple minutes. I'm going to run that through. And please stay because I want you to be able to answer that question for Gregory. All right? This one. Oh, goodness gracious. Thank you for allowing me that. I really want everybody's faces and names to be up there. And I really appreciate you guys coming back up on stage as well to answer Charles's question. So, Lydia, if you would take Gregory's question, that would be great. He said he was putting out there, and just to know if anyone would know the answer to this, but is ableism behavior trauma?
Yeah. I, I'm not the end all authority on this, but everything that we go through, it doesn't make it right, or it doesn't, but we do display trauma from the behaviors that have from how things have been presented to us. Ableism is a type of, it's a misinformation. We get a lot of misinformation, a lot of trauma centered violence that comes out against us, and a lot of it isn't, people don't mean to be violent, but they're showing up in the way in which they have had life presented to them. And there's a lot of, we get these holes in our thinking, and they have names. I'm trying not to use big words here, really, because I do that all the time, and I'm trying not to. But these holes that we get, we're literally blind to the truth that we may be ableist, that we may be discriminating against ourselves as we're discriminating against others. And it's like the way in which we are surviving. And the thing is, have I ever acted in a way that was not heart-centered, not in a way that was trauma informed, in a way that hadn't been processed, but just, was me processing trauma? Absolutely. I think every one of us has. And is it, however, Gregory, does it make it right? No. Does it make it something that you shouldn't call out? No. Calling it out and naming what it is, and that may not mean it resolves for you, but it will open someone's eyes to it. It's the thing that it's a lot of what this book is about. I mean, it's very much what this book is about, opening others' eyes to what we went through that didn't go so well, what we're going through now that is going better, how we look at communicating with people, what we do in order to show up, and that it's okay. It's more than okay. It's exactly who we are, and it's what we're here for, is to show up in the beautiful ways that we can. So, Gregory, yes, ableism is a form of it, or it is informed by trauma, and not in a good thing, not in a good way, not it's in a hurtful way. But now you have the opportunity, and we can support you in this, to bring this light out to the light, that it's not appropriate, that we lift not the trauma, but the transformation that people are going through, and how they show up. And if somebody can't show up yet, you don't point the finger and push them down. So but we aren't all there, Gregory. So yeah, it is a form of behavioral trauma. And ask for help. If you say anything about somebody pointing out that somebody is doing this to you, we can support that. Get your friends to support this, and somebody may actually live a better life because you have pointed out that they're being ableist.
Thank you for sharing that. And I want to thank Leslie for putting this comment up here, um, because I absolutely have zero issues because you all know me. I'm looking down because I'm like, well, I need to look that up and make sure I understand what it is he's asking. Because that's not the way that I took the question, just so you know. But with that, I'm going to give Sharon a chance if she would like to share anything regarding his question, and then I'll take the question.
I would. Thank you, Nick. So, Gregory, people can only come at a situation, well, I don't want to say only, but for many people, the first way they come at a situation is from their lived experience or their perspective. So that's part of why we did this book. That's also part of what I was saying about not wanting to give, to not have my diagnosis, because I truly believe that part of my purpose is to help people understand and bridge the gap between reality and stigma. And so I have been the recipient of ableism many times in my life before ableism was even a word. I don't think that word's been around in that way for so long. I think that's a new semantic that we're using. And I have to be honest, sometimes I get really tired of the words and the semantics because it boils down to human behavior, and it boils down to acceptance and tolerance of others, their differences and their gifts. And so one of the strategies I use and I help my clients use, and maybe this will help you, Gregory, I just live my life by example in the sense of how I carry myself. And that doesn't mean that I have to be perfect all the time. And like Lydia said, like does it mean we don't react sometimes? Oh, I can be very reactive and I own that. But when I get a negative response because people, oh, you're a bitter person with a disability, and I've had people say that to me many times. No, I'm not. I'm just a pissed off person right now. I happen to have a disability, but I'm a pissed off person right now. So I think that we have to represent ourselves as human. And when people are calling us out for having a human response, we can say that. Do we have to work a little harder at maybe being careful with how we react or whatever because people have these stigmas? Yes, but you have to be able to allow yourself to continue to be human and let that be part of the message. And ableism is out there, but so is discrimination of color of skin and IQ. And if it wasn't from the ableistic point of view, somebody else would have something else that they're going to pick on or target. And I'm not saying that makes it right. I'm not saying it makes it right. And anybody who knows me knows that I speak very openly about, people having equity and equality and in opportunity. And I want to see people focus on other people's abilities rather than their perceived limitations or disabilities or diagnoses. So I hope that helps you, Gregory, but try to remember too that people can only come, the first way they come at a situation is from their lived experience. So sometimes if you can try and remember that, it helps you react differently because it takes a little bit of the sting away. So I hope that helps.
Thank you for sharing. I like that, Melissa. I like that very much. So I will take that question from 2 points, which is one, I had to look it up. Um, I hope that means, like Sharon said, it's a newer term, and that, not that I didn't know what it meant, but who cares if I didn't know what it meant? Now I know what it means. Have I been the recipient of? Yes. It's difficult when people know that I have bipolar disorder, and when I display a behavior that, in my opinion, they are not pleased with. The quickest thing they could say is, "Oh, well, she's bipolar." That's how bipolar people are. It couldn't just possibly be that Nick is right now at the moment pissed about something or moody about something or feeling a certain way about something, and she was triggered, and whether or not her reaction is right, it's what she's feeling, and it has absolutely nothing to do with her bipolarness. because people who don't have bipolar would react the same damn way. But because they didn't like the way that I reacted, it was easy for them to just say, well, she's bipolar. Okay, so let's go there. The other way I looked at it is I looked at ableism as, somebody enabling. Um, and yes, I will say that I believe it could be damaging if you are around people who do understand your diagnosis and um, excuse certain behaviors that you may display at times because they know you have a diagnosis. That's the way I looked at it, as enabling. Um, so I will give you an example. If my husband knows that there's a certain behavior that comes out of me when said thing happens, and he says, okay, well, I accept that behavior from Nick because, she's bipolar, that's enabling me. Because that's not how I would behave if I were on my medication, feeling grounded, and, being Nick, right? Not Nick off her meds. Nick off her meds and bipolar is two very different people. So, yes, I did take it that way as well. Now, I will end by saying this. I chose what to write at the um, end of or rather, and I would read this before we get off today. I chose what to write in the introduction for the book, and I chose to put something on the back cover of that book, and the back cover of that book says, "We are not your stigma," because I am not your stigma. And I've often said that the stigma starts with me, and people say, "What the hell are you talking about when you say you are the stigma?" I'm not giving you permission to stigmatize me. You can think what the hell you want. That's your business. I ain't gonna stop being me. The way you think's not gonna take my bipolarness away tomorrow. That's for sure. So I'm just gonna keep on being myself and bring the ableism as much as you would like. And there was a time that it would hurt. Really, really would hurt. And now it actually doesn't. If anything, it makes me pity you. And yes, I did just say that on live. It makes me pity you because you have not evolved into a whole person to recognize that in this world, none of us are the same. None of us. And what you think is able bodied, by the way, could be something that is very disabled bodied by someone else, and vice versa. So maybe you think that I'm not able bodied in some way, and maybe I'm looking at your handicap, meaning that you just can't get it. So that's my crazy answer to the question. And I see we're joined by Sandra. Hello, Sandra. How are you?
Hi, everyone. I'm happy that I was able to join. I was driving earlier. But going to that question, ableism, what I understand is not trauma itself, is a form of systemic discrimination or bias against people who has disabilities, right? And it does these judgments or making assumptions about people with disabilities can cause trauma over time just by constantly being underestimated or overlooked because of our diagnosis or facing microaggressions or barriers in the school. um, and I think that what we're doing with this project is really important because bias is something that happens when people is not educated about what it really is, right? Whatever disability we have, they are not really educated about it. And so for the brain, it's easier just to make assumptions because our brains are always looking for what is easy to save energy. So we group these people with labels, and it's easy just to think about them in certain ways, because it's more difficult and it takes more effort to educate yourself about each of those disorders, right? And that's what we're doing in this project. every one of us is sharing how, this disorder works for, and it's different for every people. But at least sharing these stories, we are teaching and educating people how it really is. Some of them, I don't look to my disorder as something really to be ashamed anymore. And I, in my experience, was something that I discovered really in adulthood, and I did it because of my son. And what I want to share about this is that, for example, with my son, this ableism thing, what I try to do every time that we have conversations with the school when something is not going, well, I always tell my son, you are smart. I always emphasize you probably smarter than many other kids, right? We just have to teach you and learn the way that your brain prefers to learn, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So it's always remember, and even at the doctor's office, we have to go because he's growing, the medication changes. So we have to go every 2 months, especially at this stage where he's growing fast. And the doctor is always also doing the same, really being, telling him that all these great things about him, about how bright he is, because he's really bright. Nobody really can tell he has a disorder because he just like I was. It's just the focus thing and the movement that he just has way too much energy and he cannot manage it at school. And that's why he has the medication. So yeah, so ableism is something that we have to be at home working with that we are careful that every time that we address these situations at school, we are always encouraging and telling him positive things, because every time this teacher sending notes or wanting us to meet, can cause trauma for him that he that something is wrong with him, right? So I like this question. Whoever asked this question, thank you.
It was Gregory Liverpool, and it was an excellent question. And I took it two ways, like I said. And I love that everyone shared their perspective on it. And as you will see, there are some similarities and some differences. And that's, and Sharon said it as well. It has a lot to do with our lived experiences. As Sandra said, a lot of it is miseducation. And when people don't understand, the easiest way for them to deal with things sometimes is to just, honestly, I hate to say it like this, but be ignorant about it. But, Aaron had asked me in the beginning, and I didn't really quite answer his question when he asked, "How do I feel today?" Um, I feel as if things have come full circle. This book's always been in my heart. It wasn't the one I started with, and in some sense, I wonder if it's because I was starting the publishing process, and I needed to perhaps start from a part that was more analytical and learning the process. So therefore, doing a title that meant something to me, but not this deep, because this was so deep for me that thank God I understood the process, because my mind took me places while I was reading all these stories through my own journey of my diagnosis and what I have been through and the mental illness that runs in my family and affects other family members. Um, I was not able to remove myself as I often am able to when I'm reading other people's chapters, to look at it as an editor, to look at it as a publisher, and put myself in the feet of a reader, right? It was hitting me very, very personally. And while that's a good thing because I wanted to touch the readers, I have to be able to be objective and be able to put something out there that best represents you, best fits the readers, and meets the professional line of that balance, right? So there's a lot that goes into making that happen. So I sit here today and I feel a sense of relief, believe it or not, that everything came to a head in a way that I had hoped it would. We can visualize and we can manifest, but we can never, ever, ever state with 100% surety what the outcome will be. This is the outcome of this right now, and this is because of what we put into it. But we still couldn't guarantee this outcome, but it's here. And so I do feel a huge sense of relief that we did our part, and now everybody else that is supporting us is going to go out there and do their part so that thousands of other people out there will be supported by what we started here today. So that's really how I feel, Aaron. There's your answer, big brother. So I want to thank you all for joining on stage. We're coming upon 2 hours. I said this would be this long today because I knew that we had so very much to share. So I'm going to ask Aaron to bring you guys backstage. We're going to close the stage because we have 15 minutes to go. I am going to share the short promo one more time if you want to pull your phones out so you can scan the QR code. That QR code will take you directly to Amazon where you can purchase the ebook. Please read the stories. Hi, Dr. Marcia. It's so nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. Um, please read the stories. Please come back and leave a review. If somebody's story touches you, write the personal review. Say, hey, Joshua, hey, Sandra, hey, Jenlyn, I really, enjoyed this piece from you. I'm sharing with it with a friend. These are why we share the stories, right? Uh, the rankings, the royalties, you know, those are icing on the cake. The cake's there. The cake does not need to be dressed. The cake's there. Um, Let me go ahead and share this with you right now. So please grab your phone so you can scan the QR code. It means everything in my heart that these sales royalties will go to the writers. I mentioned this before. These are one of the changes with Guiding Brilliant Writers. There's a lot more coming down the pipe for Guiding Brilliant Writers as well. We have a number of publications coming out by solo authors. We've also put out the co-authors call for our next book, A Letter to My Family. This is my story. This is part of the Legacy Chronicles, and it will be the third annual. This one is going to be launched as Thanksgiving, not Christmas, as it has been done before, due to different timelines. And also, when you write with us, you are able to purchase your co-author copies at co-author pricing. We want you to be able to get this in time for you to be able to give out as gifts. So I'm going to show that up here really quick so you can take a look at what the cover looks like. And if you're interested, please reach out to me. By the end of the week, I will have all the details on the offer. This is what the cover is going to be for the next legacy book. All our books go with 21 authors, 20 including plus myself. I'm sorry. I don't go about that because I want to be able to give individualized attention to all of the stories. Right now, we have 7 slots filled of the 21. So if you're interested, please reach out to me. The co-authors call for this is going to end, I would say, no later than mid-August because we need to get started. And I am going to ask our executive remote producer to please run our song one more time. And then I'm going to close up with ending with what we start our book with.
They gave it a name in a cold white room, spoken whispers whispers like a spell my doom, but I've got a soul that can't diagnose. I've walked through fire and I'm still close to everything I'm meant to be, not just what they see. I'm not my diagnosis, I'm not their doubt. I've got a voice and I'm gonna shout. I've got dreams that won't be tamed, I've got joy they can't explain. So don't you write my story yet. I'm more than limits and regret. I'm still rising year by year. I'm not my diagnosis, I'm still here. Some days hurt, some days shine, but I've made peace with this heart of mine. I've got cracks, but they let light in. That's where the strength begins. No shame in being real, that's how I heal. I'm not my diagnosis, I'm not their doubt. I've got a voice and I'm gonna shout. I've got dreams that won't be tamed, I've got joy they can't explain. So don't you write my story yet. I'm more than limits and regret. I'm still rising year by year. I'm not my diagnosis, I'm still here. Might walk a little slower, but my heart beats just as loud. Might fall and get back up again, but I wear that proud. Cause brave looks different on everyone, and I'm proud of who I've become. I'm not my diagnosis, I'm more than pain, more than letters next to my name. I've got fire, I've got grace, I've got hope you can't erase. So don't you tell me who I am, I'm writing that with my own hand. I'm still singing loud and clear. I'm not my diagnosis, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still here. And I'm not my diagnosis.
This song, these images, I know are engraved on the hearts of every single one of these writers, as it is mine. We had planned a very special video for you today. Unfortunately, it was not able to be produced in time, but once it is, it will be shared. I really want to thank everyone for tuning in today. We've been here for 2 hours. Um, and this needed to happen for this length of time to be able to truly honor what has happened here. It starts with 16 people sharing the stories of their lives, and tomorrow their lives go on and they continue to the greatness that they are capable of being, as we all are, as you all are. And your purchase, you're reading their story, your reviews, you're spreading the word, is being a part of the movement to end the stigmas. It's being a part of the movement to tell people to stop just looking and see. Please see me. Don't look. I am so much more. We are all so much more. Well, what are we doing as humanity if we are not giving each other a chance? We have to give each other a chance. So, I will end with this last piece that is written in the front of our book. You can believe the diagnosis, not the prognosis, by Deepak Chopra. We choose how we face the kind of life we have been handed. We choose faith over fear, love over anger, serenity over antagonism. Our ability to embrace all of who we are, including our diagnoses, is what defines us, not the diagnoses. stigma loses its grip. When we choose not to be stigmatized, I choose, therefore I am. You choose, therefore you are. You are who you believe you are. And we here at Guiding Brilliant Writers, we believe in the power of your story. So with that, we're going to end. And Aaron is going to take us out with the outro of Nick Nevin Control. If you've not attended, then you would not have seen this video or heard the song. And this was another gift given to me by my big brother, Aaron Gibson. He allowed me to write the words to this song, and he put the music and the video together. Um, and the song is called Set Your Soul Free to Dream. And please, go dream.
Free your mind and open your heart. Loosen control and embrace who you are. Set your soul free to dream.
When a new day breaks and you feel you are standing at hell's gate, look back and you will see there is someone waiting for you, he, she, or me. Free your mind and open your heart. Loosen control and embrace who you are. Set your soul free to dream. Free your mind and open your heart. Loosen control and embrace who you are. Set your soul free to dream. These brambles and thorns that impede the path to our greatest selves are but the test to our willingness and strength to find our greatest wealth. Free your mind and open your heart. Loosen control and embrace who you are. Set your soul free to dream. Come dream with me. Come dream with me. Come dream with me. Come